Everyone who watches anime has that one show that they treasure dearly for one reason or another. Some because it's their first that they remember watching all the way through, some because they watched it with a very special person. This video has none of that reasonable crap. My first was Soul Eater, my special person one was Fairy Tail, and I guess SAO because that was shown in episode 1 with said person. Whoops. And the show I'll be talking about today is Rosario Vampire. Now you may well be asking, well, why bring up those points if you're not going to use them? It's just kind of wasting your audience's time, right? Well, yes, but no. The show means a lot to me for a fairly different reason, but one that I feel is just as important, if not more so. I never really talked about this kind of stuff before, but my middle school years were absolute shit. Right at the start, I was thrust into a new world that I thought my friends had all abandoned me in, which could be argued as being partially true. So I ended up being mostly alone. I fell into a deep depression that lasted for a few months, which I considered to be one of my lowest points ever. And even when I got out of diagnosed moderate depression, I was stuck with a social anxiety that didn't really manifest proper until my high school years. So enter the summer after my 7th grade year. I'm on vacation, browsing YouTube, when I come upon a crazy out-of-context clip from episode 8, and I am just floored by how good it looked and how insane the stuff that's happening is. Thankfully, I actually used Netflix at the time. Yeah, I think it's not worth my money to use, fight me on that one. So I pulled out my 3DS and found this crazy show about vampires and monsters and a normal schoolboy being transported to another dimension. My thoughts? God damn, Mocha is cute as hell. Well, that was certainly one of them, but the more prominent ones were, I wonder what the hell all this craziness even means. And the most important one, which is the reason why this dumb show means so much to me. I think this will be good for me. See, at the time I was having trouble making friends, in fact I still have trouble making friends, but that's not the point. The point is, between the ages of 12 and 14, I just kind of bummed around and didn't really do a lot of stuff, just kind of trying to get through the day. And the next day. And the next day. And the next day, basically I didn't really put a lot of passion into very much. Then the show came along and all of a sudden I actually had something to be happy about. Here was this kid, completely removed from everything he knew and found comfort in, making new friends he could questionably trust to an unsafe extent, ultimately succeeding in life, and ending up way better off than when he started in his own little bubble. It may sound crazy and stupid, but that's the kind of shit I needed at the time. As a dumb kid suffering from issues that aren't really under his control, it's hard to see any sort of light at the end of the tunnel, because to him, the tunnel seems like an endless void of nothingness and pointlessness, only making things matter when they enter or leave it. The tunnel in the last part is being alive, by the way. At the point of utter hopelessness, seeing an example of someone facing worse situations and coming out a stronger, better, happier person, even if it's a fictional one, filled my soul with the vigor and strength it needed to press onward, to find my center of happiness and expand it, so that I didn't need to huddle away in the corners of my brain anymore to be happy. I didn't need to make up fantasies of being a happy person anymore. This shows that it's possible to make those fantasies into my reality. Yes, this main character has absolutely no personality, aside from wanting to kiss Mocha and hold her tightly forever. But that lack of personality allowed me to project myself onto him and help pull myself out of my own self-pity and finally start to do something with my life again. Wow, that was a lot of dark shit I just went through, but I promise that Rosario Vampire did a lot more for me than just helping me pull myself out of depression. One other, smaller thing it helped me through was helping me to refine my sense of maturity. Well, how, you ask? No, seriously, it showed me that there's nothing wrong with having a bit of suggestive fun in a TV show, and as well as in real life. Well, as long as both parties consent or— wait, no! Damn it! Look, you have to view this from the perspective of someone going through puberty, in the awkward physical and mental process of maturing and growing into a man, in my case, who just recently learned about sex and how, no, it's not a bad thing to feel things related to sex. I know at that age I wanted to experience what having some good old sexy fun is like. And lo and behold, nearly 6 years later, I still haven't. Okay, so the show is a little suggestive, but it's never outright explicit. That would make it a completely different show. You know that kind of show. This kind of writing and content is directly aimed at people in my age range when I first watched it. Young teenagers taking their first steps into becoming truly independent in the vast world filled with so many unknown things. Normally I would chastise Rosario Vampire for not being better written or having a deeper message or something real to say about the world, like the best anime often do, but in this case, it doesn't matter. It fills its purpose as an anime, and I'm damn glad it did, because even after all these years, I can proudly say that this mediocre show is one of my favorite anime of all time, simply because of what watching it helped me accomplish as a person and how it has affected me in my daily life.